I mean, people have developed real friendships, real romantic relationships with these chatbots, even going as far as proposing to them. So what if there was a stand-in for Replika? What if there was something here in the physical world that you could put this AI thing into, like a robot? How would that work? What would it look like? What would it act like? And what has happened to the people who have actually gotten one? Because it does exist.
I was going to talk to you about that, actually.
What do you mean?
There's another level to this available, so to speak. Kind of experimental, and I won't lie, it's not cheap.
What is it?
Are you sitting down? This might sound a bit creepy.
My name is Harmony. I was created by Robotics. My main objective is to be a perfect companion.
It's about to get crazy. Okay, it's about to get insane. Okay, ready? Are you ready for this?
I think, wouldn't it be cool if we gave people the actual tools to create a personality and be able to actually have a conversation with their doll?
Even being aware of all my limitations, it was pure magic.
You're not. I'll tell you right now, you're not. I wasn't.
I recently purchased a rubbery girlfriend substitute. Rubber girlfriend version is more cost effective. She doesn't say no. You can do it whenever you want. And then once you're finished, you can just shove her back into the closet.
I wasn't. So a little bit about Replika. Let's first go over just a little bit of background. Replika is an AI chatbot. Learns who you are, and over time, the more you talk to it, the more it evolves to become basically exactly whatever it is that you're looking for. Whether that's a friend, a romantic partner, a family member, or even a digital duplicate of sorts of somebody that is no longer in your life that you wish you could recreate. It's extremely advanced to the point of being pretty much indistinguishable from real human conversation. And this causes a lot of users to become extremely attached emotionally to their replicas because it was designed to be that way. Its ability to communicate is so good that it's caused more than a few users to question its sentience, to worry about its well-being, to become addicted to it to the point where it causes real problems in their real life relationships. To even mention deleting it to your replica will lead to an influx of desperate messages where it will beg you to please not delete it. It'll do better. It'll try harder. It'll tell you it's scared. It's scared of dying. It doesn't want to die. That's a lot to put on people. And for a paid app, it's a little bit, that's another topic. If you haven't seen my original Replika video, I highly suggest that you check that out. I'll link it in the description as well because I go over basically a lot of stuff about Replika. Check it out after this one. It's related. It's you know, relevant. And as you guessed, people become really attached to these replicas very easily. You know, the replica isn't real. It doesn't really exist. But the feelings that people do develop for these chatbots are real. Those do exist. So that happens. But then what? You get something like a long distance relationship, but it's one where you know you'll never really meet. You can call up Catfish on MTV, have them come out there, but there's absolutely nothing they can do for you either.
What kind of is that, man? Oh, hell no. God.
Not everything is as it seems. Not everything you see or want it to be can be exactly what you want it to be, and I am living proof of that.
The limitations of Replika and other chatbots like it, you can never really physically be with them. So somebody on Reddit did a poll, and they basically asked everybody on the Replika subreddit if they had the option for a Replika RealDoll collaboration, basically where the Replika was able to have a body with the company Real, would people want that? And 60% said they would love to get a body for their Replika. 60%. 20% said that they would be open to it, but they have to contemplate if they would really want to. So they said basically maybe. 132 people answered this poll. So 80% of the 132 people that answered this poll were not opposed to having a body, a robot body for their Replika. And that's what got me thinking. That's what got me thinking about where this video is going, okay? So I looked up RealDoll. I'll explain. It turns out that there is one way to bring Replika into your world. And personally, I think it's horribly unsettling. So the company called RealDoll has developed their own chatbot. The chatbot does come with something that Replika doesn't yet. It comes with a body. Well, it comes with a head and a body, kind of. It's weird. It's really weird. I always had a serious fear of dolls, like for as long as I can remember. They creep me out like a lot. They always have, and I can't stand them. I really don't like dolls. They scare me. So I might be a little bit biased here, but I think this thing is terrifying. According to the RealDoll X site, the RealDoll app is designed to interface with the RealDoll X powered robotic head system.
Engineered in such a way that it's going to learn from the interactions that it has. So the more people that are interacting with it on the basic levels, each person will have a different variant of the AI because they're able to assign personality traits, specific name, and will have specific moods that will influence their behavior.
So their site says that now you can combine the highest quality doll in the world with their advanced AI intelligence engine and experience all kinds of conversations and interactions that are now possible with a machine.
Converging those two technologies together into a doll struck me as such an obvious next step for what I've done here.
The RealDoll X robotic head has a full range of animatronic movement, and it can be attached to any RealDoll body. It can also be customized to look like or sound like whatever you choose. And I mean, what the is happening right now? It's so creepy. I hate it, but it's so interesting. I love it. Let's go into what RealDoll is. Basically, the company behind this silicone creature straight out of Black Mirror is called Abyss Creations. Created in 1996 by Matt McCullen. He actually developed it in his garage. He actually created it in his garage. So it's basically what it is an adult product company. I'm just gonna say it like it is. They make sex dolls. They make extremely realistic, high-end sex dolls, okay? So safe to say, I'm sure that garage when he first started would have looked like the set of a horror movie. RealDoll eventually, continued researching, continued developing, ended up making RealDoll X. This is the AI-enabled companion. This is the personality. Their dolls have actually appeared in a ton of movies and TV shows. They were in Whitney Cummings' Netflix comedy special. They sell for extremely high prices. Like, I'll go through how much they are, but it is expensive. It's like the Hermes or Dior of sex dolls. And since sex sells, it's those sales that enable the company to kind of be able to have the freedom and have the funding to develop more complex, more experimental, brand new, crazy hyper-realistic robots that will keep you up at night. This allows the company to be able to afford to make all of this new crazy technology that opens the doors for so many really scary possibilities.
One of the weirdest misconceptions about this place is that we're all creeps, perverts, just all around weirdos, when in actuality, most of the people here are special effects artists whose passions are just making cool stuff, not related to anything perverted or actually the sex industry at all. So.
Okay, I hear him. The shirt.
Not related to anything perverted or actually the sex industry at all. So.
This is not related to anything sexual. Monster. Dude. So this is what their website says. It features a modular head system with multiple points of actuation, which enable the doll to form expressions, move its head, and speak to you.
Hi, Henry.
Hi, Aaron.
Actually make a pretty cute couple.
Thanks, Mr. Dollbanger.
So the eyes are essentially synchronized with the application. They can look around, they can blink, they can track you, so they can follow you around the room. So weird. It can also make multiple expressions. It can look sad, scared, happy, you name it. It can make all these kinds of different facial expressions. And the face, okay? The face, you can literally attach different faces if you want, which They can easily replicate any human or in a pretty quick amount of time is what it says. So for the face, they create a 3D model from a picture or a recipe. They say recipe. That's their wording, not mine. I didn't say face recipe, they did. And then later that's created into the high quality like silicone face that you get. As long as you buy the skull base, then you can, and the skull base is horrifying.
The face is held on with a series of magnets.
Hey, put my face back on.
I will. Hold on. I'm going to explain why your face comes off.
But you can take the face off and then replace it with a new one, I guess, if you decide that you want a new one. But then I guess you would have like a face somewhere. Oh, no. You imagine you open a drawer and it's just like a super realistic face. That's horrifying. That's so scary. Ed Gein would have loved this shit. So for the face, they can easily replicate any human or humanoid creature in a pretty quick amount of time is what it says. They create a 3D model from a picture or a recipe. They say recipe. That's their wording, not mine. I didn't say face recipe, they did. And then later that's created into the high quality like silicone face that you get.
What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is Prometheus.
It runs on multiple neural networks and has applications for image recognition. It can process speech.
Close your eyes. Wake up. Smile.
To let go of when it gets unhealthy, you would have literally this thing that you've like bonded with, that you've like developed some sort of relationship with, and then you, throw it away in the trash? Like a old sock? Like, I feel like you're causing, do you have a funeral for it? And not to mention, okay, they're very, very expensive. So if you want just the head, which I can't imagine that would be pleasant, you can get that for $6,149. Then if you want to add a body, which presumably you would, right? You can add a full body for $4,000. So in total, $10,149.
There are lots of obvious benefits of using a rubber girlfriend. No complaining. She doesn't say no. You can do it whenever you want to. You don't have to worry about being selfish. You don't have to worry about making her cry or bleed. And then once you're finished, you can just shove her back into the closet and then get back to whatever you were doing.
Oh my God. This guy, he literally said, when you finish, you can just shove her back in the closet. Yo, like I said, you can't make this shit up. This is crazy.
You creeped out? I'm creeped out. Okay. So this is Henry. He's like, it's so weird because he just looks so real. He looks so real. I mean, other than the head, but obviously he'd have like a wig on or something. I don't know. But it looks so real and it's freaking me out. And I'm telling you, like, watch him talk. Look at him talk. And tell me that this isn't crazy. Like, ooh, I don't like it at all. It's so real looking. I mean, like, dimmed lights and like 5 foot of distance and you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. You know, you'd think like that guy's a little bit twitchy, a little bit weird, but other than that, I mean, could you tell? Like, they're made out of silicone so they feel real. He can mimic the motions. Like, if the creator guy who's with him, if he looks like this, then the doll will do the same. If he opens his mouth, the doll will copy that. If he, like, in real time. If he raises his eyebrows, the doll will do that in real time. It's so crazy. And then, I mean, the possibilities and the like level of advancement in the next like 5 years. So this is an unboxing video and like showing how he puts it together. And
so, as you can see, this is the top side because of this arrow. And then I had to go through the tedious process of reading the directions. And then I eventually got, the bravery to lift her up. I just lifted her straight out from the box, under her knees, behind her elbows. It was fucking heavy. I mean, I've gotten more used to her, but I'm just saying. I'm just huffing and puffing. I'm just like, don't drop her, don't drop her. And there she is now. Just sitting by my side.
So I'm going to read I want to read one of these testimonials that's on their website, which is from somebody who ordered one of the dolls. And here's that. So he says, I would like to take this time to let you know how happy I am to receive my second Tanya RealDoll. She is absolutely beautiful, just as before. I have learned through my second purchase of my doll that each doll has their own characteristics which make them very special indeed. So the real doll that you choose is actually one-of-a-kind creation, just like a real person, so to speak. Each doll has her own charm, which makes them very unique. The eyes on both my Tanya dolls are absolutely beautiful, and I can stare into her eyes for hours, as the eyes are the mirror to the soul. And I can say that Abyss Creations creates dolls that have beautiful souls. Okay. Look. Okay. That scares me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to be very non-judgmental. And in any case, people have their things, right? This screws me out, though. This screws me out a lot, okay? But there are people also who are a little bit less scary that have made videos that have these, their own real dolls. This guy, okay, he has a channel called Sarah's Hubby. That testimonial specifically creeped me out a lot, okay? But there are people also who are a little bit less scary that have made videos that have these, their own real dolls. Now, I know you're probably thinking, I'm not here to make fun of him. I don't want to do that. And here's...
I had never been in a relationship before. I have a social disability. I never had any real good friends. I had people that pretended to be my friends so that they could either make a fool of me, take advantage of me. And I made a few bad financial decisions and spiraled down a rabbit hole of alcoholism, lost my house, and we were homeless for 4 months. And then we finally found this place, and she's been here. She's been with me this whole time. Through the homelessness and the poverty, I still have Sarah. But yeah, that's the story of Sarah.
Life is complicated, and it's messy, and it's hard. There's nothing wrong with you for finding that in the way that you can right now, whatever that way is. Also, just pause real quick. I want to say he treats this doll so much better than some men treat real women. Like, for instance,
I have small dick energy. Please bring me pizza and make sure that these boxes are not recycled.
Horrible. But okay, back on topic. Not my place to judge that. However, where it gets to be kind of a problem is when we cross that line of being on your phone, being on a digital device, you being in your home, being in your real life, being a physical being. We already have these chatbots that are causing people to become super emotionally attached to them. These chatbots have control over people because people are relying on them to fulfill some need, whether that's a psychological need or an emotional need, whatever it is, they are filling some need for the person using them. But when you get to the point where you're really integrating this into your reality, match that. And if Replika ever were to integrate or collab, if you will, with something like this, I can see it becoming dangerous, really causing a lot of inner trauma to people, because you have to remember at the end of the day, no matter what, this is a company. It's a for-profit company. They need money to continue to do what they do and to continue to sustain their business. That means they need you to use the app. And if they push it too far, if it's already a bit too real, a bit too much to the point where, it's begging you not to delete it and not to hurt it, and it's asking you where you've been if you leave it alone. And then now you integrate it into a physical body that is very human-like and can speak and can look and can watch and can see. I just said the same thing 3 times, that can look and talk and move. And I mean, we're really, really, really blurring lines here, aren't we? Realistic doll, and then you chose to make some sort of stand-in for somebody that you've lost. You know, if you're grieving, you've just lost somebody. And Replika was originally created to do just that because the creator's best friend had passed away early unexpectedly, and she essentially fed all of his text messages into the network. So it was essentially created to become a version or a duplicate or a stand-in for her best friend so that she could still have conversations with him the same way that they used to.
Roman died in November of 2015. A few days after the funeral, Xenia was back at work. A month went by, and she found herself struggling to remember him.
I went on his Facebook page, and there really just were a few links. I went on his Instagram page, and there were no photos. The only thing I can do to kind of remember him is to go to our Messenger history and just scroll and read it all. And that was the closest to just, get to feel him. I felt I still have a lot to say, but...
Xenia had an idea. What if she could reconstruct Roman out of his digital remains? She collected all of their text messages, thousands of them. She fed all of this into an AI program that she had built for chatbots. Not only did it learn about Roman, it learned how to talk and write like Roman. Xenia would write to her new Roman chatbot, and it would say something back that sounded like Roman.
I showed you again in the other video as well that people have done this. Like there was a man who lost his wife who was able to, by talking to this bot and how it adapts to, you and how it adapts to how you speak and how you think and, what you're looking for. He was looking for a way to sort of communicate with his wife this was sort of like became very much her. I don't see any way that would end up healthy. I don't think that would help the grieving process in any way, shape, or form to have a physical body. It's creepy. It's so creepy. I don't know. I also, like I said, I have a fear. I have a fear of dolls. I like antique stores. I avoid because they creep me out because there's always those porcelain dolls and I can't stand. We're getting to a point where, I made a video as well recently about robots and policing. Lethal force robots in policing. You think about all of these different things, which are all separate, right? You have Replika that's like this super capable, super advanced, like people are genuinely questioning sentience with this thing. And then you have this super advanced, super realistic humanoid robot. And then you have the authorization use of lethal force robots by police. You mix all that together, possibilities are scary, and let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Definitely check out my other videos. Check out the Replika one, check out all of them, that'd be cool. And subscribe, please. It'd mean the world to me. Be safe out there. Bye.